Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin charts, and we're going to be taking a look at the inflation data which came out earlier on today. And as I'm sure you are aware, Bitcoin has had a really nice rally towards the upside. And I said this could happen if we did break those resistance levels. Okay, I was mentioning this in previous live streams. I was telling you if these resistance levels can be broken, then yes, we can move higher, and that's initially what has happened. And the inflation data has helped with this. So we're going to take a look at that today. If that sounds interesting, please make sure you smash a like on this video. Really helps me out, really helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring the trades that I bring, and I can continue to bring the analysis that I bring to the channel as well. So please make sure you smash a like on this video, and we will jump straight on into the chart. So what we can see here is that Bitcoin is at $26,000. This is really nice to see. Okay, we haven't seen Bitcoin at $26,000 in a very long time, so it's nice to see Bitcoin back here. But why have we seen Bitcoin pump to 26,000? Okay, well, first of all, today, okay, as I'm sure you are aware, we've had core inflation rate year over year and inflation rate year over year come in, and they came in as expected. Okay, as we can see, core inflation rate came in at 5.5%. Which was what was forecasted, and same with inflation rate. Okay, that came in at 6%, which was as forecasted. Okay, and both of them you can see have come in lower than previous. Okay, so inflation is still coming down. Okay, not as rapidly as it was before, but it is initially still coming down. Okay, at some point, I've been telling you at some point I would expect inflation to get away from us before it gets better. It's just not realistic for inflation to come down at a steady pace, as in constantly coming down each data release. So I would expect at some point that inflation would get away from us. It's like looking at any normal chart. Okay, it's literally like looking at any normal chart. Okay, as we can see here, let's come and have a look at this one actually here. Okay, as we can see here, when Bitcoin's been coming down like this, Bitcoin has initially been coming down, but it hasn't just been coming down. Okay, it's come down, had a push up, come down, had a push up, come down, consolidation, okay, and then come down. It's the same with inflation. Inflation isn't going to come down at a steady pace continuously. Okay, it is going to get away from us before it gets better. I do anticipate that. So at some point we could see inflation start getting away from us before it does get better. So we do have to be very aware of that, and it's getting quite close to that from what I can see from this data release. It's not coming in a lot lower than forecasted, but it is coming in as forecasted. But it's not. Even what was forecasted is not much lower than what the previous data release was. Okay, so it looks as though it is slowing down. Okay, and we could start to see it getting away from us before it gets better initially. But initially, this is still bullish for the market. Okay, coming in as forecasted is very bullish for the market, and that's why this morning we've had another big leg towards the upside. Okay, the reason why we've had, on a fundamental side of things, the reason why we've had what we started this big pump is because there's a lot of talk of the banks failing. Okay, so the banks collapsing. So this is initially very bullish for Bitcoin, and this is why we initially had this first pump. Then the inflation data came out, which continued this pump up to 26,000. Okay. Now, I was telling you that this is a possibility. We could get back up to $25,200 if these resistance levels are broken. Okay, these have been major levels for us over the past few weeks. Okay, we've used them to help us trade. We've used them to help us with our short position that we entered up here. Okay, every single time, okay, we broke below one of these levels, we knew we were going down to the next level. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, we can use them as the price starts to go up. Okay, so I was telling you in a previous live stream, if we break above this level, where are we going? We're going to $22,800. That's exactly what happens. And then I said, if we break this, where are we going? Well, we're going to pretty much $23,970 approximately. Okay, and then I said, if we can break above that, yes, we can go back to $25,200. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, so I've been telling you, if we can break above these resistance levels, then yes, we are going higher. And that's exactly what has been happening. Okay, and now we've actually broken above $25,260 approximately on the 4-hour chart. Okay, now this isn't anything major, okay, because we do have a bigger chart that we need to look at, but this is, fairly bullish. Okay, this is fairly bullish that we've got above $25,260 approximately on the 4-hour chart. Okay, because it means that there's a higher probability that we could actually break towards the upside of $25,200 on the daily. And if we do that, we can also break towards the upside of $25,200 on the weekly. Okay, which, as we know, if that is the case, then I will be very happy to flip bullish. Okay, I've been saying $25,200 is what we need to get above on the weekly. Okay, for me to flip bullish. Okay, because if we can get above that on the weekly, then the next level we're looking at is 30,000. Okay, and if we get 30,000, we're obviously going to use that as resistance. But if we can then get above 30,000, then we're looking at new all-time highs. Okay, yes, I know it's far from the previous all-time high, but then we can start looking at 40,000. Okay, then from 40,000, if we break that, 50, 60, 70, the higher we go. Okay, so right now, we are looking fairly bullish in that shorter term, but we do just have to remember, we want the daily to break above $25,200 as well. Okay, if that is the case, I would be happy to say on the daily as well, we could be looking at 20. Let's have a look here. These lows from back here, I would be looking at the price coming up to $28,650. That would be the target if we can break above $25,200. And then again, coming to the weekly, if we can break above this major resistance on the weekly, which is $25,200, where's the next major resistance level? Well, the next major resistance level is approximately $30,650. Okay, so that would be the next target if we broke towards the upside on the weekly. But remember, we still have 5 days and 8 hours left of this weekly candle. Okay, and again with the daily candle, we still have 7 hours and 40 minutes left. Okay. So the market is, initially looking really, really bullish right now if we can continue this push towards the upside. Okay, but we also have to factor in the bearish scenario as well. I know that we are looking very, very bullish as of right now, but we always have to factor in the opposite scenario. Okay, the different scenario, and that different scenario would be the bearish scenario. And the reason why I'm still talking bearishly, okay, I'm still factoring in the bearish scenario, even though we're breaking above $25,200, is because if we come and look here in 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour, and 43 minutes, one week, 1 day, 1 hour and 43 minutes, we have the FOMC meeting. Okay, and it's still looking very likely that we're going to get a 50 basis point rate hike, which, remember, is very, very bearish for the market. Okay, the Fed increasing rates is still very bearish for the market. Even if we were to get a 25 basis point rate hike, okay, I would still expect a dump. Okay, I would expect the market to pump coming into that 25 basis point rate hike, pump after that 25 basis point rate hike ever so slightly. Okay, not a major pump, a little pump, but then after those pumps, I would expect to see a much, much bigger pullback. Okay, and if we were to see a 50 basis point rate hike, I would expect the market to dump instantly. Okay, yes, we could see it pump and then pump afterwards after the 50 basis point rate hike, and then we could see a dump. But what I would expect to see is just a dump if we were to get a 50 basis point rate hike. Okay, reason being is because we've seen the Fed actually increase by decreased amounts. Okay, so so back in June, July, September, November 2022, okay, they were increasing by 75, 75, 75, 75. Very, very aggressive. Okay, and then they went to a 50. Okay, and what did we see then? Well, we saw the price pumping coming into that, pumping afterwards, and then dumping. Okay, because the silly money is looking at this and thinking, well, we're increasing by a decreased amount. We're initially decreasing the amount that we're increasing by. This is bullish. It's not bullish. Okay, it's not bullish, but the silly money think it's bullish, and the smart money comes in and lets everyone know that this is not bullish. Okay, and even with the 25 basis point rate hike as well. Okay, what happened? Well, the market pumped coming into it, the market pumped afterwards, but then initially dumped. Okay, why? Because silly money think that this is bullish, that we're going from a 50 basis point increase to a 25 basis point increase. And yes, you can look at it in a bullish way because we're increasing by a decreased amount, but you still have to remember, okay, that they are increasing. The Fed are still increasing, okay, which is still bearish, okay. So the smart money comes in and lets everyone know this is still bearish, okay. So if we're going to start increasing by an increased amount, as in instead of a 25 basis point rate hike, we're going back to a 50, this is just instantly going to be bearish. Even the silly money is going to know that this is bearish for the market, okay? So I would expect a pullback from there, okay? But initially, we have a week until this happens, okay? So we have to wait and see what price does, okay? But it's still looking very likely, almost 80% chance that we are going to get a 50 basis point rate hike, okay? Again, we're still a week away, so this could change, but as of right now, this is where it's sat, okay? So we still need to be very, very aware of this. So yeah, we have to factor in, remember, the bearish scenario as well, because technically we're breaking above $25,200, but we still haven't broken above it, okay? I would like to see a break above it on the weekly especially, okay? Because the higher the time frame, the stronger the analysis is. Okay, now there's another thing that I wanted to look at, and the other thing that I wanted to look at is the DXY, and this is another reason why we are seeing Bitcoin pump. Okay, is because the DXY is pulling back. Okay, really nice. DXY is pulling back from major resistance here. Okay, yes, I was saying that I would expect the DXY to break above this because it was looking bullish coming into it, but as I always say, things can change with a click of a finger. Okay, things can change. Okay, we were looking bullish coming into this. We were looking very, very bullish coming into this. Okay, but then this major resistance did come into play. And what is happening? Well, we're seeing a pullback from that major resistance. Okay, but we have to remember we still have major support coming in. So we have this white horizontal level here, and we have this blue diagonal upwards trending line here as well. Okay, which has been previous support. Major support previously. Okay, as we can see there, slight divergence here after the break towards the downside, but then we came into major support, got the bounce, got back above it. Okay, so right now we are sat at support initially on that weekly. Okay, if we break below this on the weekly, where are we going? Well, we're going back down to $101. Okay, where we do have major support. Remember that. Okay, major support here, coming all the way back here, major support, major resistance before the break towards the upside. Okay, and then even back here, we've respected it fairly well as well. Okay, so this is the next level for the DXY, 101. If we do break below, approximately at 103, that's where I would be looking at the DXY coming down to. And then if we break that, okay, then we can be looking at lower targets like 97. Okay, and that would be very bullish for the ES, which is the traditional market, the S&P E-mini futures. Okay, and it would also be very bullish for Bitcoin as well. Okay, talking about the ES as well. ES is holding support. Okay, here we have major support coming in. What is this downwards trending support here? Well, this is the downwards trending resistance that we used throughout the whole of 2022. Okay, rejected. Well, we tested it pretty much to the dollar throughout the course of 2022, rejecting from it each time. Then in 2023, we finally broke above it. Okay, and now we can potentially start using it as support. As of right now, we are using it as perfect support. Okay, but again, if we break towards the downside of this, okay, these two major levels, which is this blue level here and this downwards trending support here, if we break below that, where are we going? Well, we're most likely going to come down to $3,750. Okay, but if we can hold this, where can we go? Well, we can go back up to $4,150. Okay, so we want that DXY to break support because then the ES can continue to push higher. Okay, which means Bitcoin can continue to push higher as well. Okay, that is very good. But again, we've got to factor in that we do have that Fed interest rate decision coming in on March the 22nd. 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour, and approximately 40 minutes. Okay. So we do just have to be very aware of that. So we're going to take everything into consideration. I did let you know over on Twitter. Make sure you follow us over on Twitter as well, Satoshi Society. I did let you know with this pump, I was just waiting and watching. Okay, I wasn't taking any action on this pump. Reason being is because we didn't know how this data was going to come in. Okay, this data came in higher than forecasted. Market was going to dump. Okay, yes, we were breaking resistance, and I said if we're breaking resistance, we're going to the next resistance level. Yes, I was saying this, but it's not really the time to be trading because we don't know how this data would have come in. If it came in higher than forecasted, okay, the markets would have dumped, invalidating all of the bullishness, okay? But the data came in bullishly, okay? And Bitcoin continued to break resistance, okay? And as I said, once one resistance level is broken, the next level is going to be tapped. If that next level can be broken, the level after that is going to be tapped, and so on, okay? That's exactly what happened, okay? But yeah, right now, just sort of the waiting game. See how the market sort of settles, okay? Because we've had this big pump now. So the market is going to, as the volume is going to start to leave the market, we can see this big volume candle here. The volume isn't going to be like this throughout the course of the day and throughout the course of the rest of the week and next week as well. The volume's going to start dying out. So we want to wait and see what happens to Bitcoin. Okay, just wait for some consolidation to give us another direction on where Bitcoin could go, or a pullback, okay, or a continuation towards the upside. Okay, just got to wait for something to happen to give us an indication of where we could possibly enter into a nice trade. Okay, yes, I've been looking at $25,200 as a potential shorting opportunity, but when the core inflation rate and the inflation rate data came out, okay, I just invalidated that straight away. Wasn't looking at shorting at all, because this is, as I said, very bullish for the market. Okay, so we do have to factor in the data that is coming out. Okay, let's have a look at some of the comments. Doug, good to see you again. Good to see you here as well, Doug. Is the bull run started? You could argue that. Yes, you could argue that the bull market has started. For me, okay, I'm sticking to my word, and I'm saying I'm only going to say that the bull market is starting when we get a weekly break above $25,200. Okay, that's the only time that I can get bullish. Okay, if we get a break above this level right here, okay, which as of right now, we're breaking above it. Okay, but remember, we have 5 days and 8 hours left. Okay, so we have to have a confirmed break above it. If we get a confirmed break above it, okay, and then we remain above this resistance and use it as support, then we can be looking at 30,000, and I'll be happy to say that the bull market started. But as of right now, okay, for me, I'm saying no, the bull market hasn't started, okay, because we haven't broken above that level. Okay, is this pump sustainable? Every time we go down, Binance keeps pumping the market. Okay, yeah, not sure if Binance is pumping the market. To be honest with you, I tend to look at data and the technicals, but for me, this pump is, yes, it is sustainable, but this could really have an effect on it. Okay, this FOMC meeting could really have an effect on it. Okay, if we start to see a 25 basis points, being more likely, then I would say yes, this pump is sustainable. Okay, because initially we would have a pullback, but I think the pump could then continue. Okay, but if we were to get a 50, I wouldn't expect this pump to be sustainable. Okay, I wouldn't, because the Fed are going to be starting to increase rates again. Increase rates by an increased amount again, and this is, as we know, very bearish for the market. Okay, right now, yes, the pump is sustainable, but getting closer to that FOMC meeting, I would say no, it's not going to be sustainable if we're going to get that 50 basis point rate hike. We cannot say bull run started, but most likely the bottom is confirmed for the bear market at 15K. Once the daily and the weekly is confirmed, then we have a break. Then we have a break to 30K plus and a pullback below 20K. Yeah, okay, that is a possibility. For me, I still think there is a possibility we could go lower within this bear market, if we do get another rejection from this major resistance. Okay, but then again, we're looking at this major support down here being very strong. Okay, the longer we hold the support here and the bigger the bounce that we get off this level, okay, the less bearish that I will get. Okay, because we can see that we did tap this level. Okay, we tapped this level and we had a big bounce off it. Okay, so we're looking at very big buying pressure down at $19,675. Okay, if they increase, then what effect on liquidity of banks, especially when considering what happened last week with SVB? To be honest, I don't know how you know, it's going to affect the liquidity of the banks. I just know that if we get a 50, you know, even if we get a 20, we're going to see a pullback within the markets. Also, this pump has been orchestrated by Binance instead of retail. Today is a good day. Today is a very, very good day for our HODL portfolios. Yes, it is. It is a very, very good day. But yeah, initially, we do just have to be aware of everything that's going on still, and we still have that FOMC meeting, which could, as we can see here, you know, it was just under well, it was around 79%. Now, you know, even more analysts are thinking we're going to get a 50 basis point rate hike. So now 81.2% think we're going to get a 50 basis point rate hike. So, you know, we just got to we've got to factor this in. Okay, we do have to factor this in. And, you know, if that starts getting priced into the market, okay, if this starts getting priced into the market, what is going to happen? Well, the market's going to pull back. And that's the only reason why I would be saying that this pump is not sustainable, is because once this starts getting priced into the market's going to pull back. Okay, the market is not going to pump because of a 50 basis point rate hike. That's never going to happen. Okay, the market is going to dump coming into a 50 basis point rate hike. So, yeah, to be honest with you, right now, probably leading more to the storyline of this pump not being sustainable. But again, we're still a week away, so a lot can change in that week. Okay, but of course, anything changes, I will keep you updated. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you today. Please make sure you smash a like on this video if you have enjoyed this update. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for the next live stream. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Smash that like button if you're new, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. And yeah, I will see you in the next live stream. Thank you for watching. See you later, guys.